Right. So it is such a pleasure to be back in Calcutta, and I love coming here. I was telling Kuldeep sir that half of my personality is because of Calcutta, because I studied here, I worked here, I have a lot of relatives here. Uh, I love this place. Whatever the world might say, I love Calcutta. Right?
Me too.
And it's a fascinating city, great history, culture, lot of things. I know we need to do so much better in terms of business, economics, development, but it's a lovely place, and I'm so thankful to ma'am, to sir, to all of you for calling me back. It doesn't feel like I went away last year. ऐसा लग रहा है I've stayed on and one more year has passed. So how are you all doing?
Good friend.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Happy?
Happy.
Very happy. That's because of the rasmalai or?
So that's for our
I think
performance.
everybody's well hugged up.
Huh?
Everybody's well hugged up.
Everybody is well hugged up. Yeah, absolutely. So, welcome to this very interesting session that we are going to do right now. Let's try and make it interactive and try and share with you some examples I've tried to put together. It's basically, whenever I do a motivational session, it always comes from my experience. And of course, what I learned from my bosses, my mentors, and the reading that I do. So I'm an avid reader. I love reading, and every time I go to the airport, I lose a few thousand rupees because the first thing I do is have coffee and then enter the bookstore. And today I picked up two books on the stories about the Tata Group. Fascinating books. So I was reading a bit of them on the flight. So I'm always a few hundred rupees down whenever I go to the airport. But I think that's the most beautiful investment that you can ever do in your life. Reading books. I'm going to share with you, based on my experience of over 25-30 years of being a trainer, a speaker, having traveled all over India, little bit abroad, Dubai, Nepal, went to the United States for a certification, and last year, very interesting, I went to Ethiopia to conduct a 4-day workshop on sales and leadership for the insurance companies there. Fascinating country. Ethiopia is like what we were 30 years ago.
Great
You know?
food.
Huh?
Great food.
Yeah, you've been to Ethiopia?
I have
Yeah.
amazing food.
Yeah. So, and what I liked about, sorry? So, and I have some connection with Africa because way back in 1977-78, the year Dream Girl was released, starring Hema Malini and Dharmendra. That year we had gone to Ghana, which is in West Africa, Accra. My father was with Air India, he had a transfer there. So we had gone to Ghana. I stayed in Ghana for just 8 months, came back because of educational problems. So I went back to Africa after 45 years. So it was a great moment for me. Very interesting place. And if I were to do this winning mindset session in Ethiopia, it won't work. This session won't work there. You have to give them a different flavor of winning mindset. For example, you all think India is a growth story? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
India shining?
Yes.
Markets going up all the time? 75,000, 80,000, it will hit 1 lakh, and all kinds of dreams going around, people looking forward to a great country and all that. In Ethiopia, I have to first show them, define to them what is a dream. They are dreaming in their own ways. But I can't go and talk to them about sensex and prosperity and all that because they don't have a stock exchange. There is no stock exchange in Ethiopia. There is no SEBI in Ethiopia. There is an RBI kind of a setup in Ethiopia which manages the banking as well as insurance sectors. But there I can't go and talk all the stuff that we do in India out here. We are way ahead. And I think when I came back, I felt so grateful that I live in this country because it gives me so many opportunities to do what I want. In Ethiopia, they're still figuring out how to go ahead. Just that one city, Addis Ababa, it has no hospitals. I asked them, what happened if somebody falls sick? What happened? They said, you go to the doctor, but there are no hospitals. But I think they're all coming up now. But amazing 5-star hotels. and some amazing Indian restaurant. So we didn't starve, fortunately. Otherwise, Ethiopians love to eat raw meat.
No, the food is good.
Yeah, they just pick up the meat and they just enjoy it themselves. So what I'm going to do today is try and give you some examples, some stories. Hindi works? Bit of Hindi works? Yeah? Okay, मतलब शेरो शायरी नहीं समझ में आया तभी ताली तो बजा दोगे ना? और नहीं समझ में आया तो समझा दूंगा, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं. Okay, so I am Hariharan Iyer and people are very fascinated by my Hindi. They can't believe that an Iyer can speak good Hindi, stereotypical as our country is. So I recently launched a show called Iyer Hindi or Zindagi. So I'm actually working on that as a show. So it's called Iyer Hindi and Zindagi. So we'll mix it up, bit of, I can understand Bengali, speak a bit of Bengali. I won't embarrass you with my Bengali, but I'll definitely speak English, obviously, and a bit of Hindi. So are we ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So Napoleon Hill says a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. So we're going to look at some very interesting examples. So now, before I get started, okay. So before I get started, now there are some important learning anchors that we need to work upon. What are the learning anchors? Before that, some house rules. As long as I am speaking, hopefully you are listening and not hearing only, you are also listening. Secondly, I don't know if you remember from the last session also, nobody sits with folded hands. It's inflation. Last time it was 500, now it is 1,000 rupees fine. However, if you give me 10,000 rupees as deposit, I'm very happy to keep that, and you can sit all your life like this, I will not question. Okay? So nobody sits like that. However, if you point out to me that that person is sitting like this, I'll give you 50% commission. So there's a money-making opportunity. Why we shouldn't sit like this? This is something I learned from another trainer and I loved it. Why we shouldn't sit like this?
Close to ideas.
We are close to ideas, right? So it shows a defensive mindset. That's what body language experts say. And some trainers, they make the training room so cold. Fortunately, it is not very cold here. But they make it so cold so that participants don't go to sleep. That's the whole idea, right? So that's the first learning anchor. Sorry, man was already asked you to put your mobile phones. Otherwise, I was hoping to make some money there also. Because if your phone rang, every ring is 500 rupees. So 3 rings is 1500. And the extra incentive is you need to put the phone on speaker phone so that everybody can hear who across the phone is talking to. Especially I'm interested in what wives are telling their husbands. So we want to know whether you actually informed your family or not, where you are. Right? So couple of these house rules. Feel free to ask questions, participate, challenge, question, no problem. Okay? Knowing is nothing, doing is everything. What does that mean? Maybe we can have a hand mic passed around. So everybody wants to talk. Yeah, you have it. Thank you, sir. So what is knowing is nothing, doing is everything. You be loud so that you don't need the mic. But what do we mean by knowing is nothing, doing is everything? Yes, yes. Ma'am, can I take 1,000 rupees from you?
Why? One hand.
One hand is 500.
No, one hand is not folded.
100, okay, half like this is 250.
Folded hands total is the.
Okay, so what is the meaning of knowing is nothing, doing is everything?
Putting your knowledge into implementation. Putting your knowledge into
Put your knowledge into action. Yeah? We all went to school. I mean, we wouldn't have got hired in this job without if we had not gone to school. I went to school also, not necessarily to study, But that's why I tell people that I became a trainer because I did not do well in my academics. So God punished me. He said, now you study and teach. Yeah. So we were taught in school, knowledge is power. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It is amongst the 100 lies that we have listened to and grown up in life. Knowledge is not power. And what is power? Your applied knowledge is power. Only when you apply that knowledge, it becomes power. Okay, how many of us know how to lose weight in 90 days? We can all write a book on that? Yes or no? It's very easy to write a book on how to lose weight in 90 days. All you need to do is Google it.
How to put on weight.
How to put on weight. That's very easy. It takes 3 days. Okay? So, all of us know that if I have to lose weight, I have to exercise. When the rasmalai comes in front of me, I should not feel motivated to eat it. All those factors are there in life. So I know, but generally it doesn't get applied. So that knowledge has no power till you apply it. So what are we going to learn today? I request you to make mental notes. You want to write it down. I leave the choice to you how you want to do it. But it's important that you go back and apply at least 3 or 5 areas that you feel are going to be useful for you. Otherwise, I get all the benefit and my participants lose out, which is not what I really want. Right? Now, learning is part of your work. A lot of people think I came to learn by leaving some work aside. You know, I had some family work to do. I had to do something urgently in my office. And I left that and came here. No. You came here to work. Can you collect 1,000 and give it to me?
She was.
বসবে না, এরকম বসবে না.
She missed it. She wasn't there when.
She came late.
You
Then,
can add another
then
1,000.
that is 1,000 rupees extra. Yeah. So another thing I learned from this trainer is, he said, coming on time is late. Coming before time is punctual. When I went to America to attend a program, I was shocked. Trainer had not arrived, all the participants were inside. In India, it is like, तुम मुझे वहां ढूंढ रहे थे, मैं तुम्हारा यहाँ इंतजार कर रहा था. वो बेचारा ट्रेनर ऑलरेडी अंदर है, वो ढूंढ रहा है. कभी कभी ऐसी हालत होती है कि हम पैसा देके पार्टिसिपेंट को अंदर बुलाते हैं, पैसा रख अंदर आ. Okay, so learning is part of your work. Learning is not something which is separate from your work. So we are here to work. We are not here just to learn, because this is a workshop. We are going to work together. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes or noise? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Calcutta guys can make some noise. Do you create noise in Bengal? You do that only during TMC electioneering or even otherwise? So can I have some noise, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. See, I haven't slept last night. Thanks to Vistara. We took off only 3 hours late. Okay?
Sir, me too, 4 hours.
And
Me too, 4 hours delayed.
See, you don't want to get
Oh,
into the street now.
where did you come from, sir? आप कहाँ से हैं?
Port Blade.
Port Blair. My God.
So you see, none of us slept last night except for our CEO, sir.
That is your problem, not my problem. I didn't sleep is my problem, right? So I thought I'll be in the resort by 10 o'clock. I'll chill for some time. None of that happened. So you have to keep me awake now. So what we're going to do here is, we're going to talk about, how many of you want to be losers in life? Please raise your hand. You want to be a loser? What do you want to lose, sir? What do you want to lose? Yeah. Lose your weight. And what else? Anybody wants to be a loser in life? No, right? Everybody wants to be a winner. But it's so easy to be a loser. It's not that easy to be a winner. That's what makes life very interesting. So we're going to talk about the 11 attributes of very powerful people who become winners in life. So let me start with a question. And it's my favorite question. How many of you would like to lead a comfortable life? Please raise your hand. How many of you would like to lead a comfortable life? I mean, I see some questions of mine might look very stupid. क्या पूछ रहे हैं? What a stupid question. Of course. So you're not convinced? You raised your hand only half. How many of you would like to lead a comfortable life? Others are not sure, or you see a trick in the question, so you're wondering, हाथ उठाना चाहिए कि नहीं? You see a trick in the question. Fantastic, such an intelligent audience.
कंफर्टेबल लाइफ में तो मजा नहीं है ना सर, चैलेंज में मजा है।
तुम ट्रेनर है कि मैं? तो मेरा सीक्रेट तुम बताएगा तो मैं क्या करेगा? वो वैसे भी अभी तक बिल पास नहीं किया मेरा। किधर गया मेरा एचआर का दोस्त? अभी तक बिल पास नहीं किया उसने। बोला सेशन कैसा जाता है उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। Okay, now how many of you would like to lead a successful life? Now this is where the problem is. You either be happy or you get married. Both things don't happen together, yes or no? That's a joke. But in life, and this is one of the biggest secrets that I cracked in my life, in my journey as a professional, and especially as a motivational speaker, you cannot have both in life, unfortunately. And many people have argued with me on this. I can be comfortable and I can also be successful. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Not a single successful person in this world is comfortable. He or she is comfortable being uncomfortable, but they are never comfortable. Let's take Sachin Tendulkar's example. He was on, my brother and me were talking about this. What if Sachin Tendulkar had retired when he was on 9900s? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? But it took him 13 months to go from 99 to a century. And what do you think? Who was the unhappiest man on earth at that point of time? It was Sachin Tendulkar. He just couldn't get it. भगवान सबको सब कुछ देता नहीं है. He got 99 in no time and is struggling to get that one. Why should he even bother? Why should he even bother? He's a legend. Whether he had retired from the game at 99 or at 100, he would have still remained a legend. But that discomfort of not being able to get to where he wanted, and it was not about money, it was not about his position, it was not about his status. He would still be in a legend, but he was so uncomfortable because he wanted that 100. So it doesn't matter how many years you spend as a professional. Doesn't matter. You look at Virat Kohli. People did not even remember him during the India-England series. They were winning. They said, how does it matter whether he is there or not? It doesn't matter. And he misses one more series, BCCI will say it's better you stay wherever you want to be. There is enough talent in the country to take it forward. So please understand, if in life, if you want to be successful, the first thing is you have to learn to be uncomfortable. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't matter whether you are 5 years as a professional or you are 50 years as a professional. Amitabh Bachchan at 82, he still works 16 hours a day. 16 hours for an 82-year-old man. And we guys, we reach 60 and we think we are waiting for death. Life is over. And that man at 82 is still seeking something. Is he comfortable?
No.
You think he is comfortable?
No, sir.
Yes, he's enjoying his success. He's having a lot of fun. But there are a lot of sleepless nights. That's why you should travel Vistara and SpiceJet and Air India. They will tell you life is tough. Indigo is a very bad airline. It always picks you up and drops you on time, and you think life is sorted. Indigo is an illusion. Air India is a reality, right? So on that note, the first attribute of winners, I'll send this presentation, I already shared it with sir, you will get it. So you can choose to just concentrate here, not bother about what's on the slide, in terms of writing it down, or you want to write it down, the choice is yours. So Mark Twain says the two most important days in my life are the day I was born and the day I found out why. What a powerful quote. So I ask a lot of people, what's the purpose of your life? They first check the dictionary meaning of purpose. मैं एक मिनट चेक करके बताता हूँ, ये पहली बार सुना है. What is the purpose of life? So there are, as I told you in the morning, I picked up this book on the Tatas. Their purpose is very clear: to do business so that they can do good to society. It's not to do business only for the profit. Of course, you have to be profitable, otherwise how will you do good to others? But their purpose is not to do just make profit. It is to do good to society by deploying that profit, and it's incredible the amount of projects that they have launched over the last 150 years. That's a legacy. So you look at some of the most powerful businesses that exist, and this is a business meeting. Some of the most powerful businesses that exist, like Google, for example, or Apple, for example, or you look at there was this United Airlines, I think, in US, which was very popular. Starbucks.
Southwest.
Huh?
Southwest.
Southwest Airlines. Thank you, sir. So, or Starbucks. You see, let me ask you, what does Starbucks do? What's Starbucks' business? What is the business of Starbucks?
Experience in coffee.
It is experience selling.
Experience of
Huh?
experience of having coffee.
Experience. But what do you go there and drink? You drink coffee, right? So the Starbucks mission always has been not to sell coffee. Their mission is to have a community of people who will come together to converse over a cup of coffee. It could be mojito for all you know. It could be pina colada. It could be masala chai. It doesn't matter. Coffee just happens to be that product. That's all. So what do we tell people? अरे बहुत दिन के बाद कलकत्ता आया, चल मिलते हैं. कहाँ मिलते हैं? Let's meet at Starbucks. Why? Because their why is very strong. We all know what we do in business, right? We all know what we do, but we don't know why we do it. So great businesses are built upon the people who are part of that business. They buy into that philosophy. Business is philosophy. A lot of people think philosophy means you become Socrates, Plato, some guru. No, business is philosophy. All great businesses have been born out of a great philosophy. And in some organizations, I am absolutely stunned by their level of loyalty. If you meet a Coca-Cola guy, he will never drink Pepsi.
Yeah,
Have you noticed?
absolutely.
If you meet a Pepsi guy, he will not drink Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yes.
Cadbury guy doesn't eat Nestle, Nestle does not eat Cadbury. And recently I met a very senior HR professional and he had worked in Coca-Cola earlier and he was on a panel discussion, he was a chief guest. And so he was like, Pepsi, never. almost like a teenager, you know. That is the level of loyalty. And it's not about the drink. Drinking Coca-Cola every day is very harmful. But it's not about that product. It's about the culture. It's about that love for that ambience, for the people, for the leadership, for the team members. Just incredible. So if you look at Apple, for example, why Apple is so crazy? People are crazy about buying Apple. You know, the smartphone today, and there are so many duplicate smartphones. You get all the features of an Apple in a 30,000 phone. Yes or no? People still are ready to spend 1,25,000 to buy the iPhone 15 Pro. When those same features are available for you at 30,000 rupees also, with EMI facility. But people are still buying. Why? So, if you have a great product in your organization and it is priced at a premium, many people in different organizations tell me that price is the problem, you know. Because our rates are higher. Suppose you are in insurance industry, my policy rates, term plan is higher than the other company, so they are not buying. My banquet rates in Peerless are higher than my competitors, so people are not buying. So a friend of mine, he gave me this beautiful statement. He said that a product is sold when the value is greater than the price. Can you repeat after me? When is a product sold? So what does it show? Why iPhone is selling at 1,30,000 and people are not buying 30,000 rupee phones, they are buying 1,30,000 rupee phones. Why? Because they see value. Whatever, it could be perceived value, real value, that's a debatable concept. Whatever you see as value is value. Everything is perceived only. Nothing in the world is real as such. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make here is, it's about understanding why I am in this hotel business. Can you tell me why you are in this hotel business? And I'm not asking the owners, because they know why they are in it. Why you are in this hotel business? What could be the reason? Of course, we all need money, we need survival, we have to support a family. All those are basic things that anyway, if you are not in the hotel business, you will earn it in the pharma industry. That reason will not change. Industry will change. But why you and me should be in the hotel business? Why do people come to the hotel? Come to a brand like Peerless? Why would they want to come to a brand like Peerless? Obviously, if I came and stayed in your hotel, which I did last year, obviously the experience is very different from let's say a normal hotel, right? Normal middle class kind of hotel. Obviously the experience is very different. Why? Why is the experience different? Why do people come to the hotel? Because they got thrown out of their house. जैसा 2-3 दिन बाहर रह के आना किधर भी दिमाग मत खाओ. Or they wanted a break. Obviously people want a break, or they are traveling. What do they look for? What do they look for? You answered it some time back. What do they look for?
Experience.
Do they look for only good food? That's part of the experience, right? What else?
Value?
What value means what? What kind of value?
Service.
Service value,
Huh?
product value.
Service value, product value.
Service,
Product value.
product value. But what's a product in a hotel?
Food.
It's a concept, right?
Food. Stay.
Product, stay, that-
What's a product in a hotel?
Comfort,
Service. Stay. Food.
sleep, comfort, security,
Sleep.
Sleep, yeah, they get to sleep well, yeah, that's part of the experience.
pampering,
And,
Safety and security.
sorry,
Safety and security.
safety of that place, okay, what else?
culinary experience from our expertise.
What else? Why do you go to a good hotel? Tell me.
hospitality,
Okay, suppose let you put yourself in the customer's shoes now. You go on a holiday to Singapore and somebody recommends to you, ज़्यादा पैसा खर्चा मत कर, मैं तेरे को मोटेल लाके देता है, तुम मोटेल में रह जाओगे सिंगापुर? सिंगापुर में भी मोटेल मिलता है. मैं अमेरिका में मोटेल में रह के आया, मेरे को मालूम है. अगर अमेरिका में मिलता है तो 100% सिंगापुर में मिलेगा, right? So in Singapore also you can go and stay in a motel and save money and utilize the money for sightseeing. But will you do that? You're going to Singapore, damn it. So you would go and stay in a good hotel, right? Why would you go and stay in a good hotel? Why would you go and stay in a good hotel? And you are ready to pay that little extra money, yes or no? Why? Because customers are not coming there because they want to be treated like how they are treated at home. It's not a normal life they are looking for. They are looking for a precious, luxurious getaway for 3-4 days. They want to have that experience. I am part of I am membership one of these timeshare holidays. Trust me, I can't holiday anywhere else. Got so used to the comfort there. Can't holiday anywhere else. We keep looking for that place. Booking mil raha hai, nahi mil raha hai. So, first of all, what winners do is, winners decide on the purpose of why they are doing what they are doing. And if you get this, everything else will automatically fall into place. But if you don't get this, which is why Aadha corporate world stress se mar raha hai, because they don't have the why in place. They are all the time looking at, I have to earn more than him, I have to do better than him, oh, he's an idiot but he got promotion, I did not. The beauty is, whoever did not get promotion always thinks the guy who got it is an idiot. It's very interesting. You know, if one IPL guy got selected for T20 World Cup, another IPL guy thinks he's an idiot, I should have got selected. Yeah? When Abhishek Bachchan married Aishwarya Rai, the whole country thought he's an idiot. I should have married her. खाब भी थोड़ा ठीक ठाक देखा करो. So what's the first attribute of a winner? You should know. Okay, let me give a common example here, something different from business. Why should you be a good parent? Okay, how many of you are parents? Excellent. Why should you be a good parent? आजकल तो माँ बाप को डर लगता है. If I'm a bad parent, the child will drag me to court. These days children can do anything. They are more informed than us. So why should I be a good parent? क्या करें सर, शादी हो गई, बच्चे हो गए, अभी कुछ तो क्या करें, मजबूरी है. Is that the reason? You need to be a good parent so that you can infuse the right kind of values in your children. Yes or no?
Yes.
That's the test of parenting, no? If a child misbehaves, यही तेरे माँ बाप ने सिखाया तेरे को. That is what they tell them. यही तेरा टीचर तेरे को सिखा रहा है. So it's about role modeling. So similarly, at every stage of life, you need a purpose. Whether as a citizen, whether as a parent, whether as a professional, whether as an entrepreneur, you all are entrepreneurs. Let me tell you, that concept of they are the entrepreneur, I am the employee is over. Everybody is an entrepreneur. It's a survival skill. Today you say, no, I am going to work 9 to 7 with total honesty, imandari. The hotel does not do business. Hotel does not make a profit. It is not my problem. You pay me for my 9 hours. Sorry. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. What works is, I work 4 hours and give the results that are desired. Unfortunately, in 4 hours, the results don't come. You still have to work 8 to 10 hours. Okay? So, or I work 12 hours and I don't produce the results. Who is the CEO going to give a tight jadoo ki jappi? 4 घंटे वाला कि 12 घंटे वाला?
4 घंटे वाला.
I don't watch much of the IPL, but yesterday I just happened to be watching that match between Punjab and Bangalore. Virat Kohli scored some 80 odd runs, but it was Dinesh Karthik who won the match. So in the end, who is remembered? Dinesh Karthik is remembered. And Virat Kohli is happy because at least his runs enabled the team to win. Suppose they had lost, and they could have lost, then nobody would have spoken anything about Virat Kohli's innings. It's all about getting the results. in the right way. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, please understand that you and me in our life don't get paid for hard work. We get paid for results, for performance. You never get paid for hard work. Cheteshwar Pujara, the hardest working cricketer, poor guy, he spends 3 hours at the crease, scores 25 and he gets out. And he's dropped from the team. He's one of my heroes. There are different reasons why he's my hero. But Virender Sehwag, he comes and he plays for 2 hours and he scores 80, 100 and he's chilling in the dressing room. So who is the hero? It is the performer, not Pujara who worked so hard. But yes, Pujara is a hero for a different reason. So, Starbucks, to build a community of people who can converse over a cup of coffee. Similarly, Apple's purpose is to disturb the status quo. Just imagine, in the year 2008, Nokia had 85% market share. How much? Of the mobile telephony market. 85%. It's crazy. Then they went to sleep. Because we thought we are the kings. Remember Kodak camera? They thought they were the king. What happened? I was listening to a talk by Captain Raghuraman. And he asked the audience, so who was the closest competitor to Kodak? They said, must be another camera company. He said, no, the biggest competitor to Kodak was the smartphone. The smartphone has now replaced everything. Even television, even OTT. Calculator is gone. Alarm clock is gone. You can now watch everything on YouTube. Yeah, it tells you how many steps you walk today. It is threatening the doctor's existence. So it's incredible. So please don't think your nearest competitor is your next hotel next to you. No. They are there, of course. But your biggest competitor is that chain of hotels who are there for a very strong reason which goes beyond profit. And they work from that level. So if Apple were to not produce laptops and mobile phones, let's say they started a bank tomorrow, their purpose will still remain the same. They will disrupt the entire banking system with their innovation. Because that is what they are rooted in. So it's not the business that comes first. What comes first is the philosophy. Now, as you listen to me, I also want you to reflect upon, as a person, it's not just about being a professional. Person and professional both are the same. As a person, what's your philosophy of life? My philosophy of life is get up in the morning, go to work, take your salary, go home, apply for the next promotion, don't get it, apply to the next hotel. चलता रहता है जिंदगी, ऐसा जिंदगी निकल जाता है. And today millennials are changing jobs every two years. So by the time they are 40, they have an incredible record. They have worked in 10 to 12 companies already. Look at the experience. Wow. But I am asking, what did you learn in that experience? Nothing. Because when you were learning, you quit. Yes or no? So, something I love always telling, purpose is about having the attitude of giving. Purpose is about having the attitude of becoming a Dena bank, not a Lena bank. I love Dena Bank. They gave themselves to Bank of Baroda. Because there is no Dena Bank today, there is Bank of Baroda. So, its purpose is always about living your existence for a larger reason than money. Can you repeat? Purpose is about larger reason than money, because money is a byproduct. Money is not the reason for existence. Money is a result of your existence. So like they always say in cricket, if you stay at the crease, the runs will come. But if you think I have to go and score runs, you will get out the first ball. Focus on the process. So, winners always put the organization before self. अभी आप बोलोगे ना ये इसको पैसा दिया है, ये सब बोलने के लिए पैसा दिया है, ये मैनेजमेंट ना बहुत शाना है. You know, shana is a very Hindi Bombaya word. It's not used, it comes from Marathi actually, it's a Marathi word, but we use it in Bombay Hindi. ये बहुत शाना है, इसको ना बोला तेरे को ना अच्छा पैसा देगा, लेकिन तू इनको समझा कि कंपनी पहला, ये लोग बाद में प्रमोशन मांगने का नहीं, इंक्रीमेंट मांगने का नहीं. Is that what it is? Are your fears confirmed? Now you know that I have been bought. But seriously, the best way to be selfish is to be selfless. The best way to be selfish is to be selfless. Let's understand this now. Why this statement? Put organization before self. What made Sachin Tendulkar Sachin Tendulkar? It's the commitment to the team cause. It is not about me. If you see today, Rohit Sharma is being appreciated a lot because of his leadership qualities. I watched one of his interviews and Dinesh Karthik asked him, "Arey, you scored 500s in the 2019 World Cup. You're a genius, man. 500s in a World Cup. You know, महान है." Rohit Sharma said, "इसका फायदा क्या हुआ? World Cup तो नहीं जीता ना. Did I win the World Cup? He was again in the forefront, but did we win the World Cup? No, it didn't.
No.
So, what do you need to understand? Why organization before self is, would you prefer, ma'am, to live in Ethiopia or live in India?
India.
Why? Ethiopia is not a bad country. They are not bad people. They are wonderful people actually.
Home.
Home, and where will you grow in your career? In Ethiopia or in India?
In India.
In India. So what are you going to understand? She's not going anywhere.
So those are good for experience.
Absolutely.
Tanzania.
Kenya. Kenya is very good. Kenya is
There are fascinating countries in Africa. Kenya is there. South Africa is there. South Africa is a
Africa
developed
there.
country.
South Africa is there.
So, but South Africa is unsafe after 7 p.m.
Yes.
Calcutta gets very safe after 7 p.m. So, what you got to understand here, this is something very important to understand. Why organization before self? Reason being, how important is talent in life? Many people say talent is very important. But actually talent is highly overrated.
Yes.
More than talent, what you need is a great attitude, you need great skills, and most importantly, you need a great platform. You may be average, but you got a great platform. You'll do very well in life. You may be a genius, but you don't get the right platform. You cannot do anything in life. Honestly, I'm telling you. Suppose now I will be tomorrow on LinkedIn, on social media. I did a session for Peerless Hotels. Peerless के लिए काम. Suppose I said XYZ Hotels. I will stop getting assignments. किसके लिए भी जाके कुछ भी भाषण देता है. But the moment I say I did it for a hotel like PLS, I did it for a big brand, people start recognizing you. You say, you go home and when you got a job from Peerless, you would have announced it to your family, right? I got a job with Peerless. So people were they very sad and they quit Bengal movement, or they said, yeah, great job, good show. कभी तो लाइफ में अच्छा काम किया तूने. मेरे माँ बाप तो ऐसे ही बोलते थे क्या करो.
Right, sir. Very true.
हाँ?
Very true.
Why? Because it's not you who matters. You matter, but only later. Who matters first? The platform. And every organization is a platform. And if you don't help the platform to grow, how will you grow? So be selfish. But the best way to be selfish is to be selfless. Sachin Tendulkar realized, if India wins, I have a future. Okay, what if Tendulkar was born in Ethiopia? He would still be a great cricketer, but he wouldn't be playing cricket. Because I went to Ethiopia and said, we don't play cricket, we play football.
Football.
So, what we got to understand is, winners are very practical in understanding this, that if I have to grow, who has to grow?
Organization.
The organization has to. If my company has a better next year, I have a better future.
Absolutely.
Do we have aspirations?
Yes.
मुझे भी एक दिन GM बनना है, मुझे भी head of department बनना है. Some of you are already there, but you still want to go higher up, or you're giving a letter. This is the last promotion I ever want in my life. Thank you so much. एक धर्मतला में मेरा एक जबरदस्त एक statue बना दो. Longest serving head accountant in the hotel industry ever. But don't stop my salary. You'll be sacked that very moment. Why? Because organizations don't want people who don't have aspiration. Because energy comes from aspiration. So, what is the first attribute we spoke about? Purpose. Second is, put the organization before self. Now, winners have possibility thinking. So, you're okay with me giving you a lot of cricket examples, right? Because that's the sport I follow a lot. I'm very passionate about it. And I'm so mad, I can watch 5 days of test cricket. And my family can never understand how this man can waste his time from morning to evening watching test cricket. But test cricket is very interesting. Now they play 4 T20 matches and the test match is over in 2 days. Instead of 5 days. So actually I'm not wasting my time.
Sometimes
Thanks
3
to baseball.
Sometimes 3 days.
Huh?
Sometimes 3 days.
Yeah, sometimes 3 days maximum. So, you remember the 2003 World Cup final between India and Australia? Australia batted first, they scored something like 359. And those days, now 359 is very chaseable, but those days 359 was, you already lost the match in your mind. You know, Ravi Shastri used to say, you look at the West Indies cricket lineup and you lost the match. Desmond Haynes, Gordon Greenwich, Vivian Richards, Larry Gomes, Clive Lloyd, Jeffrey Dujon, Roger Harper, and then those giant fast bowlers. You looked at the name and you lost the match. So Australia scored 359 and 10 players in the dressing room already lost the match except one man, Sachin Tendulkar. He still got out for 0. That's a different story. But he said, we can chase this down. All we need to do is score 1 boundary every over compulsorily. So you have knocked off 200 runs just through boundaries. Remaining we can manage. We did not win it. He got out for 0. बड़ी बड़ी बातें करता है, खुद तो 0 पे out होता है. Yeah, that's our approach sometimes, right? But the fact of the matter is, he thought about the
Strategy.
possibility. So winners have possibility thinking. I am possible, not impossible. Yeah, certain things are impossible. Like I can't put a paste back into the tube. Okay, that's impossible. But that's not what we are here to discuss. We are here to discuss our professional achievements, our targets, our business. You see, if all of us were equally committed to a cause, It's incredible. I mean, you can't imagine what the team can achieve. But it's only when 2-3 people are leading the show, the potential doesn't rise to that level. So what do winners do? They always think about possibility. So if Kuldeep sir says, okay guys, let's do 3x this year. Side में बोलेगा sir, last time भी double बोला था, हुआ नहीं. अभी कैसा होएगा? You know, you should always be very wary of these side talks, because that is where the real belief is. So I'll give you an example. There is a sales meeting happening and it's already 7 o'clock and it's happening right next to the swimming pool, like it's happening right now. It's a very interesting place, but I'm sure none of you had the time to enter it. That's the whole idea. We take you very near and don't allow you to do what you want to do. Because that's how you evolve as a person. So the boss says, okay guys, are we going to overachieve? Yes sir. फिर ना एक मेरे जैसा पागल रहता है, पीछे खड़ा रहता है. अरे लास्ट टाइम भी ऐसा ही बोला था, कुछ हुआ नहीं. तो बॉस, आई हैव अ डाउट. चुप रह. अभी तो एक सवाल पूछेगा और 2 घंटा जाएगा. कॉकटेल आउट ऑफ द विंडो, नो स्विमिंग पूल. जो रिसोर्ट में आए एंजॉय तो कर. तू हाँ बोल ना, बॉस को भी मालूम है नहीं होने वाला है. ऐसा पीयरलेस में नहीं होता है, जनरली बता. बॉस को भी मालूम है नहीं होने वाला. So what happens here is, these so-called winners, they all agreed, hoga, but they were not aligned. A great team is one which does not agree only. What did they do? What do? They align and they ask questions. बोले बॉस पिछली बार भी 100 बोला नहीं हुआ, अभी कैसे होगा? पूछो. No harm. Clear your doubts, but be sure, because I am against this majority wins. The most sensible guys are actually lesser in number. And George Bernard Shaw, he has a classical quote. I love it. From the time I read it, I fell in love with this quote. He says, both the optimists and the pessimists have value. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute. So there is power in optimism also, and there is power in pessimism also. जो नया बच्चा शादी कर रहा था उसको बोलते हैं मत करो, सुनता नहीं है ना. He does not understand the power of pessimism. बाद में उसको समझ में आता है. तो परेशान मत हो, तेरी हो गई शादी. परेशान हो रहे हो, अरे क्या बोल रहा है. So when you do your team meetings, yeah, make sure that contrarian point of view is noted and discussed, because that person has the courage to give a point of view which everybody is not agreeing to. Because you will fail your boss if you say, yes sir, we will do it, and poor guy the whole year has to struggle to make you to do it. अभी बोल दो, सर नहीं होगा, स्विमिंग पूल में जाना है. वो जाने को नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन तुम बोलो नहीं होगा, तो क्या होगा एग्री करो, डिस्कस करो. But I'll tell you, you want your next increment now, generally it's better to be aligned to what the boss says. You see, jokes apart, somebody is at this level, okay? There is a management, there is a CEO, there are directors, and they are all part of this meeting, right? Why are they there? So obviously, they have a view which we don't have at another level. You've got to put that lens and watch, because you and me are looking at my next promotion, my next job. They are looking at the next hotel. They are looking at the next competitor. They are looking at the next city, country, location. And if the organization grows, who grows? Right? So we talked about purpose. We spoke about putting the organization before self. And we spoke about possibility thinking. One of the greatest qualities of winners is they don't quit. Even if they go back, that's because they can pick up more speed to run. And failure is, India is still not changed in that manner, I think, to the extent that it should. As a country, we still look down upon failures. And it starts with parents. And I think that's something which is very ingrained in us. We just can't accept it. We got to outgrow that. I'm going to show you a video now. This is one of the very inspiring videos about how you bounce back from failure. It took 6 years to score his second run in Test cricket. Just a second run. And he scored a series of double hundreds later. See, we talk a lot about great cricketers or great sports people. Maradona, Pele, Vivian Richards, Tendulkar, Gavaskar. But the real role models are these ordinary guys like you and me. These Marwan Attapatus of the world. That's why if you see today, the most respected cricketer in our country today is Rahul Dravid. Why? Ordinary guy like us. He had to grind his way. If a Sehwag scored a century in 3 hours, Dravid would take 6 hours. Ordinary guy. Slow learner. But a legend. And we all are those ordinary people who have this extraordinary potential, provided we don't try to become the next Vivian Richards. Provided we try to become the next best version of who we are. So Rahul Dravid is a far more acceptable role model because I can become a Dravid. I can't become a Tendulkar. He's way beyond. But collectively, we can make Peerless a Tendulkar, of course. But individually, it is those Dravids who need to come together. Nothing great about that man. Not very stylish, ordinary guy, working hard, but that's what you need in life. That's why I love Test cricket. I don't like T20 cricket. Because T20 cricket gives you the illusion that life is easy. But unfortunately, life is not easy. So what is the fourth attribute? What is the fourth attribute? Winners do not quit, and it's about persistence. You know, have you heard about this gentleman?
Yes.
Dashrath Manji. You should watch that movie.
Mountain man.
He lost his wife because she fell off the mountain and she couldn't get medical treatment. He dug up a road through the mountain single-handedly for 22 years. That is some level of madness. And then people joined and he reduced the distance between two places. And today the world is benefiting because of him. Now the best thing about this kind of an example is, your challenge is not like Dashrath Manji's. Your challenge is not like Sachin Tendulkar wanting to score the 100th 100. Your challenge is not big like Rohit Sharma wanting to win the World Cup. You know what is the most important job in this country? Number one job in this country? Our politicians keep dying for? It's the Prime Minister's job. What is the second most important job in this country? It is the Indian cricket captain's job. That's the kind of expectations he has. Fortunately, you and me don't have to do that kind of a job. We can actually enjoy the pressure. We can enjoy what we are doing. But the important thing is, am I ready to hang in there when things are not going my way? My next book is actually on management lessons from cricket. My publisher is still not publishing it. And I love the idea of sports, not just cricket. Any sport. You have good days and you have bad days. It's not what you do on the good days that matter. It's how you handle those bad days that matters. When the ball is swinging, are you able to leave the ball, leave the ball, leave the ball? And defend. And then things will start happening for you. Exactly, life is like that. And whatever I'm telling you is from my personal experience. 10 days ago, about 15 days ago, I received an award from my own fraternity in Delhi, where they recognized me for my contribution to corporate training. But I got it after 14 years. For 14 years, nobody thought worthy of giving me that award. But I got it after 14 years. And I know the struggle that a trainer has to go through when you start up your own business. And I am an entrepreneur myself, so I understand. Whatever the scale of the business, how many years old that business might be, does not matter. Mukesh Ambani also has to struggle. बस उसका लीजर 1000 करोड़ का होता है, तुम्हारा मेरा 1 लाख होता है, उतना ही फर्क है. But the point here is, even he has to keep that empire alive. It's a struggle. It's not easy. It's never easy. And I have a very big problem with motivational speakers who tell you to say it is easy. Why are you fooling yourself? Boss, it's not easy. Right? So, एक शेर हो जाए. तालियां वाले नहीं बजाते ना आप लोग? तालियां बजाओ ना. एथियोपिया में बहुत तालियां बजाते हैं वो लोग. In Ethiopia, I threatened them. If you don't show energy, I will collapse. Then it will become a diplomatic row between Ethiopia and India. They said, no sir, don't die here. You die in Bombay. It's better. Okay.
अब शेर होने के बाद
आज बादलों ने फिर साजिश की. आज बादलों ने फिर साजिश की. जहां मेरा घर था वहीं बारिश की. जहां मेरा घर था वहीं बारिश. शेर पूरा नहीं हुआ भाई. हाँ. ये जिसकी शादी नहीं होती ना, ताली जल्दी बजाता है वो. सुनता नहीं है. थैंक्स फॉर बीइंग अ स्पोर्टिंग गाय. आज बादलों ने फिर साजिश की. जहां मेरा घर था वहीं बारिश की. अगर फलक को जिद है बिजलियां गिराने की, तो हमें भी जिद है वहीं पर आशिया बनाने की. तब बोलोगे ताज बेटर होटल है कि पियरलेस बेटर है, ये बेटर है कि वो बेटर है. जिधर है वही बेटर है बस. मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ वेयर यू आर, rather than comparing and saying this is better or that is better. You know, it's very interesting. The platform makes you, but what you give to the platform is what really matters. You know, how you enrich that platform. And why people like Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar or Amitabh Bachchan, why they are so respected? Because of what they give to the platform. You know, they bring it alive. with their uniqueness. So it's in your hands to make any company into a greater company, and the greater company into another level of greatness. It never stops. Have you heard of this gentleman called Sergei Bubka? He was a pole vaulter. He used to break his own record. Every Olympics, he will come. He is a world champion. In the next Olympic, he will break his own record. In the next Olympic, he will again break his own record. He was never competing with others. Never competing with others. He was always competing with himself.
Because he was only looking at incremental growth. Taking inch growth. Taking inch growth.
Absolutely. Very small margin.
If he could have done it 5 inches, then he would have break his record every year.
Right.
Huh?
So incredible. And Shiv Khera says, athletes practice for 15 years for 15 seconds of performance. What is the difference in an Olympic race between gold and silver? It's microseconds. But you know, yeah, some champions are just better than you. You can't help it, yaar. You have to surrender. I mean, they are better than you accept it. No problem with that. But a lot of times, the winners are those who just worked harder. Why people like me was a backbencher in school. पढ़ाई नहीं करेगा ना तो बैक बेंच में ही बैठेगा ना भाई. कम से कम बेंच तो मिला नहीं तो खड़ा रखता था तेरे को. हाँ?
No, I just said we have.
हाँ. No, I'm 90 minutes.
One more example of this hard work approach is, I think, Hussein Bolt.
Sorry?
Hussein Bolt.
Hussein Bolt. Yeah.
Another great example of that guy. They say that he earned $119 million, and he worked for only less than 2 minutes in his life. He won 9 gold in Olympics, and for every minute of his life he earned $1 million. So 119 seconds he's worked, 119 seconds only he's worked in his life. But for that he trained for 20 years.
Absolutely.
He trained for 20 years, worked for 119 seconds, and he made $119 million. For that, see the perspiration, is 20 years of hard work.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thanks for that. And you know, I was talking to a friend of mine in Delhi recently, and we were talking about this kids' obsession with mobiles, iPads. I don't know what kind of mental health issues are going to come up in the next few years. My brother was sharing that Florida is probably banning usage of technology till age 16 or something like that. They're going to come up with some law like that so that these kids are moved away from that. And my friend told me one thing which is a beautiful statement. We talk a lot about habits. He said the biggest problem today is people don't have the habit of hard work.
True.
It's not about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and becoming part of 5 a.m. club. Shah Rukh Khan is part of 4 a.m. club. He sleeps at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's one of the richest guys in India. So it's not about what time you sleep or you get up. That's one parameter. But what about hard work? And the older you get, the harder you have to work.
The higher you climb, the harder you work.
Absolutely. Because otherwise you become irrelevant. That's the problem.
No, but in our society, I think there's one problem. They think the higher you go, I want to become a general manager because I don't have to work. I want to become a manager. It's a study. It was
And it's easier to fall also.
You know, it was a study carried out by the managers in India. Say, I want to become a manager. Why you are going to become a manager? Because I have to work less.
Correct.
And that's such a big misnomer. And how can you, the higher you climb, the harder you work to stay there.
Absolutely.
Because you're responsible for so many.
Because you can become irrelevant very easily today. Because there's so much talent around you. Don't take your jobs for granted, guys. Seriously, I'm telling you. I don't take my business for granted. I have to do a motivational session or any workshop, I have to be at my best every time, each time. Yes, there will be bad days in office, it happens. It happens. Tendulkar also used to get out in the first ball, sometimes. But you cannot allow that leniency to set into your attitude. That's where the danger is. And I don't know whether you guys read. Do you read? You have to read. You have to be an avid book lover. Otherwise, there is no content in your mind which is fresh. It's the same thing. आपका शक्ल देखा, आपने मेरा शक्ल देखा, आपने अप्रेजल का बात किया, आपने मेरा अप्रेजल का बात किया, अरे तेरा क्या होगा जिंदगी में, आपने बोला, आपने भी बोला क्या होगा जिंदगी में. कैसा चल रहा है लाइफ? लाइफ कैसा चल रहा है? कैसा चलेगा? 2 दिन रिसोर्ट में मजा आया, तीसरा दिन देख क्या हो रहा है. So this is what we are talking about, right? Winners are never complacent. They never take their success ever for granted. They never take their success for granted. So, there's always this classic discussion between Vinod Kamble and Sachin Tendulkar. Kamble, a very talented guy, but he had discipline issues.
More talented than Sachin.
He had discipline issues. I am not saying even if he had very disciplined, he would have become a Tendulkar. Maybe not. But what is in my control? Sandeep Patil. He was counted as the next Vivian Richards of Indian cricket. He never made it anywhere close. Discipline. It comes with a lot of sacrifice. Yeah? So, we're getting to a very interesting stage here. Winners build great habits. Winners build great habits. Now let's spend a little bit of time here, because this is very important to understand. Don't get this, you won't get the full session. Albert Ian Gray says, successful people form the habit of doing those things which failures don't like to do. Let me give you an example. So I ask people, do you read books? Oh, I hate reading books. That is precisely the reason why you should read. If you are only going to do what you like, you will get what you don't like. I love Rasgulla. But this Mr. X is diabetic. So should he love Rasgulla? Or he should love his health? He should not love Rasgulla, na? He should love his health. So it's a trap. It's unfortunate. जो जीभ के लिए अच्छा है, सेहत के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. जो सेहत के लिए अच्छा है, वो जीभ के में मजा नहीं आता. So that's the contradiction of life. You want to be comfortable, then you can't be successful. But you want to be successful, you can't be comfortable. I want to lose weight, but I can't get up at 6 in the morning. I want to eat less, but what will I do when the rasgulla comes in front of me? Rasgulla की गलती है, मेरी गलती थोड़ी है. तू क्यों आया मेरे सामने? और फिर आप कल होली था. Last few months I have cut down on these fried items, but होली में तो समोसा खाया जाता है. भुजिया हाँ, स्वीट खाया जाता है. एक दिन चलता है. This एक दिन is 365 days. You know that?
Yes.
So, your successful people have a behavior which is contrary to their instincts. Instinct will say, एक खा लेते हैं यार, चलता है. क्या है? चलता है, कुछ नहीं होता है. अरे एक और सिगरेट पी लेते हैं यार, वो तो पूरा जिंदगी सिगरेट नहीं पिया, कैंसर से मर गया. इससे अच्छा मैं पी के मरूं. Now what are you trying to do? You are justifying your own weakness and you are admitting to yourself that you are weak. that you don't have the strength of character, that you don't respect your own decision, and you don't love yourself, and you don't care for yourself. So who is responsible? You are responsible, right? Now let's look at this amazing quote by James Clear. He says, I'll take another 10 minutes and close, but this is a very important piece. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So my goal is, in the next 3 months, I'm going to shed 10 kgs. That's my goal. And I attended a motivational speaker talk. और उसने मेरे को ज्ञान दिया, तू कर सकता है, तू कर सकता है, तू कर सकता है. मैं एकदम मोटिवेट होके बाहर आया और सीधा बाकड़े में जाके 2 सिंगाड़ा, 1 रसगुल्ला और 1 मिष्टी दोई खाया. Is my goal very empowering? Very empowering. I have to shed 10 kgs in 3 months. It's an empowering goal. But what is my system? My system, there is no self-control, there is no exercise, there is no dieting, there is no understanding, all bad habits. So James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So whatever you agree in this conference, that in this next year, we will do this and we will do that and one day, Mataram, you will get there only if your systems are in place. Not because you shouted Vande Mataram 10 times. Are you with me?
Yes.
And Brian Tracy, he says, good habits are difficult to form. No, they are difficult to form, but you can live with them. They will be beneficial. Bad habits are very easy to form, but you cannot live with them. They will ruin you. So are you with me so far?
Yes, very much.
Is the tea more exciting or my gyan? Please say my gyan, even if you don't believe it.
Gyan is engaging,
But tea is refreshing.
of course.
Such an honest participant.
I am.
Winners have collaborative spirit. We all know the classic frog story, right? You know the frog story? We heard it in childhood. Some stories are timeless, cliched, but they are timeless.
कौन सा वाला ये?
10 मेंढक चढ़ रहे होते हैं, एक के बाद एक नीचे गिरता जाता है. Only one reaches the top. Then somebody asked him, how did you make it when all the 9 fell? He said, क्या बोला?
वो सुनाई नहीं दिया उसे. Correct. He was there.
And it's human nature. I am not saying it's about India or any particular country. It's human nature. It's very difficult to see another person succeed ahead of me. That's why I say, you want to really evolve in life, you have to work against your instincts. When you feel bad for somebody, for yourself and somebody doing well, train your mind to start feeling good for that person. You have to train yourself. It's not easy. And then over a period of time, that becomes a part of your system. That becomes a part of your system. So what did James Clear say? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So please, when you decide on your targets, have an execution plan and put the system in place. Each person is accountable to get there. Be aligned, don't agree. Because agreement is in public. Alignment is in private. And what people tell each other privately is what will finally happen. Right? Winners ruthlessly prepare for success, which sir has already spoken about through the Usain Bolt example. And you look at anybody here. I mean, you look at Irfan Khan. We talk about the Khans, This is one Khan to salute. A small time TV actor, he became such a big star. How much hard work. Outsider. No nepotism story there. Just incredible hard work. And it's not in your control. See, success is never in your control. The process is in your control. I can control the process. So once Yuvraj Singh said, I heard it somewhere, that I want to go and score 100 in this innings. Somebody told him, what if you get out the first ball? What happens to your 100? So he told him, instead of thinking I want to score 100 in this innings, think that I am going to put in my best concentration for every single delivery. So what is in my control? My control is not to do 5x business, 3x business. Whatever you agree on as per your process or your system, you are ruthlessly executing it. So, it's not about you don't achieve because I'm a sales trainer, so I'm just sharing this with you. It is not strategies that fail. It is execution that fails. Your strategy was fantastic. I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go for a walk. When I see Rasgulla, I will run away from it. Great strategy. But in reality, what happened? When the alarm went off at 6 o'clock, you shut the alarm. It went on at 6:15, you again shut it. And then when the Rasgulla arrived, you took 2 extra. Now you know how much I love Rasgulla. So be ruthless with yourself. Yeah? And finally, we already discussed this. Winners are result oriented. And finally, be lifelong learners. I talk about the content intent paradigm. People have a lot of intent, but they don't have any content. They don't know what to talk, what to say. No fresh ideas, no freshness. The same thing. Subah leke yahi karna hai, sham ko bhi yahi karna hai. There is no freshness in the mind. Why? Because there is no reading. There is no attending seminars. I'm not saying you are like that. General observation. You have to be a learner in life. Right? So, to recap your 11 attributes, have a strong purpose, put the organization before self, develop possibility thinking. Think of ways in which you can make things happen. Don't wait for the change. Make the change happen. Be adaptive. Now, for example, there is artificial intelligence. You can look at it in 2 ways. It's there in my business also. It is threatening people like me. This same session, a robo, if you program it and put it there, it's a one-time investment. No Vistara delay by 3 hours. Hariharan tired. Robo is not tired. What if the trainer doesn't turn up, falls sick? What happens? Robo does not fall sick. So it's a threat, but it's also a leverage. It's how you look at it. So artificial intelligence is threatening our relevance. But if you know how to partner with it, it can create magic in our life. You need to make it your partner. Because I have friends in my profession who were so feeling very insecure because they think, "Arey, ChatGPT is doing what I have been doing all these 20 years here. So what is my relevance?" You are still relevant if you know how to leverage ChatGPT and not become a slave to it. So winners are not quitters. Persist, persist, persist. Winners are never complacent. Winners build great habits. Remember, it's not the goals that matter, it is the systems that matter, which will create the goals. Winners have collaborative spirit. Collaborative spirit is, I revel in other people's success. I feel good when my colleagues succeed. And we push each other for success.
and they ruthlessly prepare themselves. Virat Kohli, one of the greatest sportsmen because of the way he prepares. Incredible commitment to preparation. Winners have very high performance orientation, and winners are lifelong learners. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.